Okay, folks, welcome. Good afternoon, wherever you are and whatever you are doing. Welcome to Reliable Info 360 with Mr. Eugene Fagon. And of course, wherever you are and whatever you are doing, don't go away because, as usual, the show promises to be very, very interesting, especially on a Monday afternoon where there are a lot of major trending happenings in the country from over the weekend and even till now. So there are a lot of, trending happenings in the country. So don't go away. Let's now join your host, Minister Former Deputy Minister Eugene Fagon, to kickstart the show. Good afternoon, Mr. Fagon. You are muted. You are muted.
Good afternoon, Yagasi. How are you?
I'm okay. How yourself?
Man, the class was kind of dull. I attended a literature class about 40 minutes ago, and the professor was very, very dull and sluggish. And his reading was perfect, but the material was clumsy, and undeniably, you could just undeniably rather you could just sense it made me sleepy, and I just woke up from my slumber. The time is 11:34, and because that class was so messed up, I got yet to wake up. You will have to pardon me. So let me just we're gone over half an hour. Extend my greetings to the peace-loving people of the Republic of Liberia, from the mountains of Wologisi, as mentioned in that literature class, to the mountains of Bong and the mountains of Nimba, to the coastal areas of Maryland, Grand Bassa, Sino, Montserrado, Balmain, Cape Mount, to all of our friends, Margibi, River Cess, River G, Grand Jidet, and the rest of the crew, that's Bapolu, and all those areas. River Cess to be in particular too. My greetings to them. But hey, I just left that literature class. You ever took a literature class before, Yakazi?
Of course.
You read chapter by chapter. They say, okay, today we're doing chapter 1 through 3.
Of course.
Then you read it and you take tests, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I was in a literature class minutes ago and it was dull. I could not make sense of it. And I will be delving into that.
Okay.
Our colleagues, our senior colleagues will be joining us from the network. Mo Ali and Stanton A. Witherspoon will join us here in the next 20 minutes or so, 15 to 20 minutes, so that we can make sense of what we heard from the much publicized press conference that was to be held today. If there was anything we came expecting, in my honest opinion, our expectations were doomed. And in my opinion, the future of a young man was mortgaged to his elders at his own detriment. But Yakazi, the floor is yours. You are on the ground. Tell us what's obtaining so that we can proceed.
Okay. Yes. Just to begin with, as we speak, Mr. Henry Costa is currently speaking to the public. As you may know, he's been silent for some times now.
He's done. It's over.
Yeah. So since Joseph Boaka announced his running mate, he's been silent because he was thought to be one of those who the former vice president, might have, picked. But he was now picked. And since the announcement of the Nimba County senator, he went silent until today, 2 p.m., or when he started his press conference. And I was kind of a little bit busy, but at the same time, I was, giving my sad ears to that press conference. And he has opted not to support neither the CDC, neither Ambassador Joseph Yuma Buakai. So when I was listening, that's what my ear picked up until I came here. But in other news, on Friday of last week, it was reported from Foya District in Lofa County that over 30 cows, specifically 36 cows, died, under a mysterious condition. Nobody knows, what killed those cows. And a few minutes after, the Ministry of Agriculture released a statement that it was going to send some animal specialists there to Lofa County to, figure out the cause of death of those cows. But the latest information we are getting, and in that release, just to mention, the Ministry of Agriculture urged the local residents not to, butcher the cow to eat. But the latest information coming from there is that the 36 bodies of those dead cows went missing. The 36 bodies of the dead cows all went missing within a twinkling of an eye. And according to our correspondent there, the cows went missing right after the statutory superintendent of the district ordered that one of the dead bodies of the cow be butchered, cooked, the heart taken from in it, and cooked. And afterwards, he, tasted it, as a way of testing whether the cow died as a result of poison or whatever case it is. But he put himself at risk there. But the heart of the cow was, taken off, and it was, of course, cooked, and he ate it. And after a few days, few hours, nothing happened to him. So probably that is what motivated or enthused, other inhabitants to go about maybe stealing the cows. But according to info, the cow belongs to a Fulani, and the Fulani man himself, according to his religion, he doesn't eat any, animal that died by itself. Now, going over to other issues, the Center for Transparency and Accountability, has taken some sweep on Nathaniel McGill and that of Bill Tuari, the two corruption sanctioned government officials of the George Weah government. Senta criticized the CDC sincerity or seriousness to fight corruption by allowing those individuals who have been sanctioned for corruption by the U.S. government to contest on their ticket. According to Senta, that is a very, very unambiguous manifestation that the CDC government or the party is no serious when it comes to when it comes to fighting corruption. And as you may know, the former vice president is currently on his 3-day county tour, which began on Thursday.
And that's what I was going to say. Instead of
Yeah.
going to, since our colleagues will be joining us in the
Okay.
next 15 minutes or so, I just want to play around before we come up to the Costa issue. If you're just joining us, Reliable Info 360 is here. We're going to give you reliable info. I'll be joined by Mo Ali, spokesperson of the Unity Party, excuse me, and the former CEO, Stanton A. Witherspoon. So before we go to the president's visit to Israel, which we now know, Honorable Barker said a couple of things. Can we run over a couple of them if you have a tape so that we can just discuss them flying by, just to fly by? Anything you got that you can play, just anything, man, so we can run through them quickly.
Okay.
So yes, Honorable Barker visited Magibi, Bong, and then on his way to Nimba. And we can say reliably that all of his visits, there were jubilant crowds. And if you're not careful, you will say he has probably won the elections. But Yekazi is finding some tapes.
Yeah.
And we will go ahead and play what he said in Complete. Some of what he said, some things you don't know until our colleague join us. Yekazi, let me fetch a bottle of water. So I will beg your indulgence for 1 minute, 30 seconds as I get the water and position my microphone correctly.
Okay. Okay, so folks, I am about to play the clip. The former vice president, has been visiting various counties. Like I said, he began with Margibi on Thursday, where he was embraced by, a huge crowd. He also did, visit Bong County, where, according to our reporter, he spent a night and once again, embraced by an overwhelming crowd. And he's currently in Nimba. He's been in Nimba since Saturday. He was in Ganta, and the euphoria in Ganta following his arrival was very, very huge. And he later on visit Complete, and I actually did not expect the kind of crowd that I did see in Complete. I didn't actually know, Complete is that populated. The crowd in Complete, can be compared to the crowd that assembled in Ganta, just to see the arrival of the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia. But he visited Complete, and he said a lot of things, which Mr. Fagon will be delving into. I don't want to preempt some of the things that he will be saying, but there were a lot of things that he said. And today, according to our reporter, he will be heading to, or he has started heading to Tapeta, but before going Tapeta, he's going to make a stop there.
Man, you can't leave me behind. I'll play the thing here.
Okay, all right.
You see how I ran back? Play it.
Okay. Rescue team is not a joke. It's not a play that will be organized for stealing. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Even these people who are stealing, they think they will carry those things there just like that. It's not going to work. The law will deal with them. The law will deal with them. And the Liberian people, money. You didn't come to power to come steal from people. It's a shame. With all of you standing here, I'm just like you. You wish me well, you stand in the rain. Then I go and steal from you. Me, I can't do it. It's a shame, I can't do it. God himself will punish you.
There you go. I mean, you heard him. So those who got the BB houses, the BB mansion in your building all around the place, you think y'all will carry A? Y'all will not carry A. The law will take its course. Yeah, because and that is what people don't understand. You can't be speaking BB book. What JMB did was very clear. He said, all the things you're stealing, you think you will carry it? You're not carrying it. Like Liberian money. The law will take its course. You come, you stand up, you talking, we fight corruption, you do this. JMB has concluded that they have stolen these things and he will not let them carry it. He asked them, see y'all carry it? Y'all will not carry it. Like when put money, the law will take its course. And that is what people are looking for in a leader. Do you have another clip of what he said regarding the Tapeta Hospital? Do you have that clip?
Tapeta at every day. It was my visit to Tapeta when I went to that hospital in ruins. And me and Edwin Gay, he had won Tapeta. And we said we will rebuild this hospital. But we knew it was a big hospital. I brought lace. They couldn't do it. That's how I talked to the Chinese. You add Edwin Gay, will tell you I was instrumental in that hospital. And one day I visited there with all of the sophisticated equipment. I said, we need to pave at least 2 miles before here. That's how they put the cement there. That's how the water went there. This is Liberia. This is our country. If we don't make it better, we can't be going to other people's country, praising them for 176 years. This chopping business in this country will stop. It will stop. It will build this country. We will have good roads. We have good medical. You go to all the hospital now, nothing, no medication. But the money is in the pocket of the people. They're dividing it. That's not the formula for making a country prosperous. By giving.
So, a later argument, lay the argument to rest about the Tapeta Hospital. Oh, Tapeta Hospital, my Ellen did this. The man called a witness. He called a witness. It tells you that my Ellen had nothing to do with Tapeta Hospital except being the president. The man won. He said, my man, we got to build a hospital. He called this the Liberian Agency for Community Empowerment. Let's say we ever. He and this guy went to the Chinese and they negotiated. And the Chinese came. And they went ahead again with the roads. And they went ahead again with the water. So again, we waiting for my Ellie to say, it was not you, Joe. The owner is a quiet guy. He does not talk. But when he talks, he gave you a witness. And nobody will come and say, that's not true. So the biggest referral hospital in the country, JMB had laid it to rest. How did they come to be built? It's through JMB and Mr. Gay, who won. And he gave you the idea of how it was built, how they ran behind it and all. You got another clip there, I think, a third clip.
The third clip is not yet ready. The third and fourth clips are not yet ready.
But what about the one the president gone for a holy?
Yeah, it's ready. It's ready.
I'm trying to run through any clip you got.
Okay.
Because at 12 will be.
Mr. President,
Welcome.
how you doing?
We are great.
All right.
Welcome back home.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. President. My name is Trokon Farmer and I report for Spoon FM and TV. What Liberia is expected to benefit from your trip to Israel?
Well, first of all, our trip was a holy trip. And then we met with the both leaders, Prime Minister and the President, and, to foster cooperation, to work together for sustainable development. And of course, we have friends, Natalia and I, and then I'm glad to see him back in his position. And then we'll talk about how we can help Liberia to be self-sustained. That's important. And of course, we then had our friendly visit to all of the sites, the holy sites. You know, we believe in the doctrine of Christianity, so we want to pray for our country, pray for the peace of our country, and pray for our children and our friends and family. So it was a good trip.
Okay.
You heard it with your own ear. Those of y'all who believe when we told you on Reliable Info 360 that the president took with him 25 religious people, including his own men, all his friends, he took them on the trip. Some of you wanted to argue. Now you if I'm going to talk to you, he said, well, the trip was a holy trip. You want to come and argue now? Or you want to debate? You take the government money. You leave the country on a Saturday. You spend almost 10 days away. Only to go pray. And you meet with your friend Netanyahu. And you met with Hezra. Those people are Israelis. They will not forget that the U.S. State Department indicted you for dealing with Hamas operatives in Liberia, with the Hassan then, the whatsoever, and engaging in money laundering, some of which is alleged to have entered the hands of Hamas. And the brother said the trip was a holy trip. What are we supposed to say? You are a pastor. You preaching in the church. You taking holy trip, your church is supposed to pay for it. You carry Koji, Tomafala, Edwin Snow, everybody for you to go pray and Teba in the Dead Sea. And then you tell the Liberian people the trip was a holy trip. Yakazi, you got any other tape you will play? We just run it through it because we'll soon be joined by our colleagues.
That Jesus is on Calvary, he died, and then but we went to a holy site where we believe that Jesus was laid, and then we went to a stone according to history, and the tour guide that took us there, a lot of things he said to us. So we just follow the doctrine, and we want to understand who was the Jesus, but it's real, and that's why we wanted to pray.
You guys see that the only tape I will demand you to play again when I get you with this statement. You heard it with your own ear. President, we are saying, well, we wanted to understand who this Jesus is. You are preaching about this man. You know this man. That's why you took a holy trip. And you said the tour guide took you to the tomb. And you wanted to understand who this Jesus is? Is this not the Jesus you've been preaching about? Is this not why you went there to go pray to this Jesus? You were telling our country that you wanted to understand who this Jesus is? You can see you will play that tape one more time. Who are the Jesus?
That Jesus is on Calvary, he died, and then but we went to a holy site where we believe that Jesus was laid, and then we went to a stone according to history, and the tour guide that took us there, a lot of things he said to us. So we just follow the doctrine, and we want to understand who was the Jesus, but it's real, and that's why we wanted to pray.
We wanted to understand who this Jesus is. Amen. Amen. You know, I used to love a song that guys used to sing. Jesus, 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 the man of Calvary. Jesus, 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 the man of Calvary. I don't know who can help me sing that song.
I can help you.
Amen. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Because growing up, we used to sing, Jesus loved me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. He is good, that's all I know. Yeah, Jesus loves me. Yeah, Jesus loves me. Yeah, Jesus loves me. For the Bible tells me so. Then you say you took our country money. You went on a holy trip because you want to understand who that Jesus is. You will play that tape one more time. I guess I beg you. I will pay you. I will get you something. play.
That Jesus is on Calvary, he died, and then but we went to a holy site where we believe that Jesus was laid, and then we went to his tomb according to history, and the tour guide that took us there, a lot of things he said to us. So we just follow the doctrine, and we want to understand who was the Jesus, but it's real, and that's why we wanted to pray.
We want to understand who was the Jesus. How many Jesus you know, Mr. President? That you will take the country money, travel to Israel, spend almost 9 days abroad to understand who that Jesus is. But this is the Jesus you preach to your congregation every Sunday, and you don't understand who this Jesus is? That the tour guide must tell you who the man who died on Calvary is. You want to understand who that Jesus is. Roll me another tape, if you may. Any tape.
While we were there, of course, Labrador was endorsed to the Security Council and of the United Nations, and we're glad that the ECOWAS endorsed Labrador. It's a milestone. I'm very happy.
Look at the other trouble again. ECOWAS endorsed Liberia to the Security Council. ECOWAS endorsed Liberia to the Security Council. How is that possible, folks? Can ECOWAS endorse Liberia to the Security Council? Can ECOWAS endorse Liberia to the Security Council? We in trouble. We in trouble. We in trouble. How? When did ECOWAS endorse? Day before yesterday? How did it happen? What kind of trouble we see in the country? And then when we go talk, people talk Tabata. All of y'all on the live here, I see y'all just laughing. You're just laughing. You're just laughing. The president took 9 days to go understand, quote, who the Jesus is. I mean, and here we are. You don't understand who the Jesus is. Then you went to ECOWAS. You said ECOWAS endorsed Liberia to the Security Council. I will save all that for tomorrow. Roll me another tip. I'm teasing you with a tip. You can see that bag out. You can see say he will tease you with just short thing today. Then tomorrow we'll delve into it. Go ahead, you can see you got another tip.
So with that being said, I will be opening up a fund, and it will start at $20,000, and from there we'll keep it growing to be able to make sure that the kids have something, a future, a brighter future, and something to look forward to. So, the most important thing as a family, we should know that you must keep your dreams and your hopes right here in your heart because it can come true. You seen it happen with a papi. You seen it happen with myself. So you guys can be the next stars. 1% will be footballers, and then 99% will be our next doctors, our next head of states, our next politicians. And we must continue as a family to love each other and spread that joy in what we do. So, with that being said, Mama Liberia, we love you. And we come here and draw a small game now. Thank you.
We first of all want to thank Timothy for starting the funds for 20,000 contributed to that fund. But what I want you to take from there is Timothy said, for the future of our children. He said, why it's true you guys want to be stars, only 1% will be footballer. The 99% will have to be doctors, lawyers, head of state. Timothy, as young as he is recognizing that football will not carry this country anywhere. But here is my appeal to you all. And Yagazi running away because Yagazi said he was going to do the math. 1% of Liberian population of 5.2 million. We don't have those many footballers in the country. The last generation of footballers that were Joe Nangbede, George Weah, Kevin Sewe, Christopher Rare, Thomas Kojo, Washington Blair, Chanje Jacobs, P.U. Bestman, Paul Cooper, Zioga Wilson, other people. But right now, for the last 10, 15 years, President Weah, who became world best, Africa best, European best, since him, we have seen nothing in football. Nothing. And under his presidency, we have shown, I forgot, James Salisa Diva, Miracle Man. We have seen nothing. Yagazi, you did our math, 1%?
It's going to be 52,000. 52,000.
But listen, we not even get 100 football. What did Timothy was thinking? That if you sell that fund, but his point is well taken. That only a minute portion will be footballers. But even at 1%, we can't even see 50 footballers right now under President Weah. Is there any other tip you got before we go to the press conference of the day?
So far, so good. That's all of the clips that are ready. The other clip, we got 2 clips of Boaka, which is not yet ready. We're having some internet problem on our other computer. But once they get ready, we're going to upload them.
Just play my favorite clip of the day. Now I owe you 2 money now, 2 money. Yeah, my favorite clip where a man say they went there to go see who let Jesus. Who let Jesus? The Jesus, why have you preaching about? Play that my favorite clip of the day, please.
That Jesus is on Calvary, he died, and then but we went to a holy site where we believe that Jesus was laid, and then we went to a stone according to history, and the tour guide that took us there, a lot of things he said to us. So we just follow the doctrine, and we want to understand who was the Jesus, but it's real, and that's why we wanted to pray.
All the money the man spend on charter flight, my man. And they just go understand who the Jesus is. Amen. Amen. Before I welcome the CEO with a pastor who has been preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. They may let you know about God business. But the first step I want you to play is to play the tape to inform these guys why President Weah went to Israel. That tape I want you to play first. Then after that, Muslims like Mo Ali will understand that our president took 9 days out of the country to understand who the Jesus is. Roll the first tape before I welcome my friends.
Mr. President,
welcome. How you doing?
We are great.
All right.
Welcome back home.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. President. My name is Trokon Flama and I report for Spoon FM and TV. What Liberia is expected to benefit from your trip to Israel?
Well, first of all, our trip was a holy trip, and then we met with the both leaders, Prime Minister and the President, to foster cooperation, to work together for sustainable development. And, of course, we are friends, Natalia and I, and then I'm glad to see him back in his position. And then we'll talk about how we can help Liberia to be self-sustained. That's important. And of course.
So I know that you're sure, but I'm begging you. I want Jogla to pronounce the Prime Minister name again. I beg you. What did he say, Yantaya?
Yantaya.
Wait, I beg you. No, Fagon, please.
9 days out of the country.
Muali, how did he pronounce the Prime Minister name? Benjamin Yantaya, he said Yantaya. Did I hear it right, though?
Y'all play the tip over. Play the tip over.
Play the tip over, I beg you. Play.
Mr. President,
Welcome.
How you doing?
We are great.
All right.
Welcome back home.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. President. My name is Trokon Flama and I report for Spoon FM and TV. What Liberia is expected to benefit from your trip to Israel?
Well, first of all, our trip.
Wait again. Listen to the piggy. When the piggy said I report for Spoon, look at President we have face.
The man whole face team.
Seriously. He said I reporting from. He said my name is Trokon Flama. No. Yakazi, you're not doing fair to the show, man. Come on, Yakazi, you're making a mistake. Don't pause yet. Let allow the people to enjoy it. Fagon. Just imagine. The piggy said my name is Trokon Flama. I report for Spoon.
Anton, please play the viewers.
Play one more time. Yeah. Play one more time. Let's take a step.
Mr. President,
Welcome.
How you doing?
We are great.
All right.
Welcome back home.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. President. My name is Trokon Flama and I report for Spoon FM and TV. What Liberia is expected to benefit from your trip to Israel?
Well, first of all, our trip.
Something
It was a time to say,
if you get something, wait. If you get something, you're going to destroy that again. I'm serious. The next Spoon, just you could see it coming from the president's face. What? They're the message, the Prime Minister. Okay, let's get. If I'm gonna take your show, don't let me tell you what your show I'm begging you.
No, go ahead.
No. Mo Ali. Let's get to the Prime Minister name. Let people hear this, our president. Before we get, elements that 12 people escorted them to Jerusalem. The message 12 disciples.
All the pastors in the picture were there.
No, the message the people from Israel, there were 12 disciples. The Prime Minister sent for him. The Prime Minister sent with him 12 disciples to escort him to Jesus Christ's tomb. And he about to name the disciples. Let's go ahead real quick. Well, folks, that Fagon show I understand, but bear with us. Let's go ahead. Play the thing. You can see.
Mr. President,
Welcome.
How you doing?
We are great.
All right.
Welcome back home.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. President. My name is Trokon Flama and I report for Spoon FM and TV. What Liberia is expected to benefit from your trip to Israel?
Well, first of all, our trip was a holy trip, and we met with the both leaders, Prime Minister and the President, and, to foster cooperation, to work together for sustainable development. And of course, we are friends, Natalia and I, and then I'm glad to see him back in his position. And then we'll talk about how we can help Liberia to be self-sustained. That's important. And of course, we then had our friendly visit to all of the sites, the holy sites. You know, we believe in the doctrine of Christianity, so we want to pray for our country, pray for the peace of our country, and pray for our children and our friends and family. So it was a good trip.
Okay.
Nataya.
Anyway, if I gonna take a show, man, I'll wait for Spoon Talk tonight. I enjoy it. No, I'll wait for Spoon Talk tonight. Take a show.
The trip was a holy trip. Everyone knows that President Weah goes to his church on Sunday. He preaches in his church on Sunday. Yegazi and I was able to listen to President Weah said that he wanted to understand who this Jesus was. And we are kind of confused over how you can preach about Jesus Christ and not understand who he is or don't know anything about Jesus Christ. With that said, Yegazi, I want you to play the tape. Let them hear it for themselves with their own ear. If you can, please.
That Jesus is on Calvary, he died, and then but we went to a holy site where we believe that Jesus was laid, and then we went to his tomb according to history. And the tour guide that took us there, a lot of things he said to us. So we just follow the doctrine, and we want to understand who was the Jesus. But it's real, and that's why we wanted to pray.
You have been in the Sunday school business. Let me start with Stanton before we go into what we're here for. We wanted to understand who this Jesus is. We wanted to understand who this Jesus is. Mo Ali, what do you make of that statement?
Well, it means I know Stanton going beyond to laugh. All along, the men believe the whole Jesus story. You see that you laughing. You ask me for interpretation.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, if you go somewhere to understand who this Jesus is.
Who the whole Jesus is, the whole Jesus story, he didn't believe it. He wanted to go to Israel, to go to the site, so he can understand, what really Jesus was about, who really was Jesus. So all the time he been professing to be Christian, he didn't believe the story of Jesus. He didn't believe what the Bible says about Jesus. So he needed to go to Israel, to go so that Koji can go in that tomb. I believe, now I see why Koji went in that tomb.
Jesus, he put a whole body inside.
He put a whole body there. I believe you are looking for Jesus to counter the president that, the Jesus story is true or is false. I don't know what Koji reported to him because I'm sure Koji didn't see Jesus in there. But that's my simple interpretation. For the president, a serious president, to leave a serious country management issue.
Yes.
You go to Israel. You say you are Christian, or you don't believe what the Bible tells you. You say you got to go to Israel to go look for Jesus.
To understand who this Jesus is.
To understand who Jesus is, you needed to talk to Jesus. Maybe the journalist you are even asking a follow-up question. Did you get the understanding of who
who Jesus really is?
Yeah, to be frank. Because one would think the president will go there on a serious state matter and find time to say, okay, let me visit some of the holy sites in Israel, go there, because those are pilgrimages that every religious person will want to pay, and you have all of the privileges and the opportunities to go there. but to go there with the purpose of finding out whether the Jesus story is true or not. I mean, Liberia is a secular state and we believe it to be that, but he is just questioning his own faith. So
for me, it made me even question, because if you went to Israel and you went to the tomb to understand who the Jesus is.
Exactly. And you send Koji to go in that tomb to look for
and
Jesus.
And Koji went inside the tomb. We got a picture.
Remember, show the picture. You can see. You can see. Are you a sedition? What you adding the picture for? I'll tell you see your sedition.
Everybody that can go to that tomb, they hold a curtain. They look in the tomb.
No, not this one. The one that the man went inside. The man went inside.
No.
That is there.
No. What are you looking for?
The president sent Koji in this tomb to go look for Jesus, because he doesn't believe the story of Jesus as told in the Bible.
What is he doing inside that tomb? What kind of trouble is this?
They take the country money to go do on a show, to go do nonsense over there. The whole country money.
And you know the thing about it?
But
no one
has... Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. Yekezi, just take Koji down. Take him down. Take him, please. Fagon.
Yeah.
The angel. You know the Bible very well.
Of course.
The angel, they were at when Mary Magdalene went to the tomb. No, it was only Mary Magdalene and said her two sisters. But let's go back to the story when they went to the tomb, right?
Yes.
It took the angel to roll the stone away, correct?
Yes, from in front of the tomb.
From in front of the tomb.
Yeah.
We are talking about a rabbi. Rabbi George Manawia.
Yeah.
Bishop Rabbi. George Manawia. The prophet George Manawia. He needed to go to Israel to find out who is this Jesus.
Yeah.
All the time he been preaching. Baptizing Samuel 12, laying hand on Thomas Farah, putting holy oil on how you call him, Betuawe and Nathaniel McGill and Serena Cephas. Just when the man put holy oil on them, they put it on sanction. That's another story. But all this time, if I go, you understand that it took our president to travel to Israel and send Jefferson Koji into the tomb. When there was no rock, no angel had to remove the stone.
No, exactly.
For us to understand that who is Jesus.
No, for the president to understand that also.
Okay, for the president to understand who is Jesus. And at that moment, the president didn't tell us whether he got an answer. Whether Joseph Koji saw an angel in that tomb. And the angel revealed to him who is Jesus. I mean, you spend the people money and took a break in Ghana, and you ate your gogari and your Ghana padayam, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about man area food. I'm talking about anything. You don't hold me there, please.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the man food he ate he ate the food at Jackie restaurant.
The man ate something.
The man ate the food at Jackie restaurant. So let's understand that. So you got to understand. Personally, we have been lying to the Liberian people, calling himself a prophet, a rabbi, and he didn't know who this Jesus was, the man that came on earth, that was born through a Virgin Mary, that was crucified on the cross. He died for our salvation, and on the third day he was risen. And he's seated at the right-hand side of the Father. And our president, rabbi, prophet, Dr. Josh Manawia didn't know who this Jesus Christ. And he up to now, he came back and he Joseph Koji saw something in the tomb. And I will tell you why he saw it in that tomb.
What he saw?
They told you do not tell President Weah. They told him, they said, don't tell President Weah. Joseph Koji heard the angel saying, your president will not be re-elected.
Jesus, glory to
No. Seriously speaking, Jefferson Koji can tell the Liberian people he heard the angel saying to him,
I believe you.
your president
will
that
not
brought you
be-
on this trip will not be
will not
re-elected.
Yeah. I heard that.
Joseph Koji came out of the tomb and he was trembling
Sweating. He knelt down
and he
before
was
the wall.
sweating. And the president asked him, what sayest thou? And Joseph Koji said, I am forbid to speak on what I have seen and what I have heard from the tomb.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Mo Ali, the president, I would tell President Joe Manor we are today, the prophecy that came to Joseph Koji, your president will not be re-elected. But Joseph had the courage to ask the angel, why?
He's still in that tomb.
Joseph had the courage to ask the angel why. And guess what the angel said? One, extrajudicial killing.
Jesus is.
Should I continue? My Liberian people need to hear this. Jefferson
continue.
Jefferson asked, no, bye. You're not giving me coffee. My coffee fitting bad. My coffee fitting. Jefferson Koji asked the angel, what sayest thou, O angel Gabriel? And angel Gabriel said, my son Jefferson Koji, you are forgiven.
Huh?
We will, they forgive Jefferson Koji. But you know why? Yes. He have entered the holy of holies. He have entered the holies of, but President, we have made a mistake.
He said Jefferson Koji is still a head.
Yes. Oh, man. He could have got into the tomb and probably the opponents consider his re-election. But he sent Joseph Koji. And when Joseph Koji asked and said, why?
But how sure are you that we have to make the case for himself?
My man, but God is a merciful God. The angel worked for God. You remember the story about David, and I would divert a little bit.
Hold on 1 second. We are watching Reliable 360, guys. We'll be coming to the Costa story. Shortly, we'll be coming to the Costa story. Shortly, you are watching Reliable Info 360.
I will say this, and people need to understand. Put that picture up again, Yekezi, please. Put that picture. And I got a feeling, this is not a spoon talk. I don't want Fagon taking my strength. My strength is for tonight, please.
Look.
Jefferson decided to enter the holies of holies.
He put his hair inside.
And the angel spoke to him. And the angel said to him, your president, we have a message for your president, Josh Manawia. And Jefferson Koji flinched. He couldn't take his hand out. And he said, these are the words that you have to take to the president. Your president will not be re-elected.
And he said, why?
But Jefferson had the courage to ask the angel why. And the angel said to him, one, extrajudicial killing of the Liberian people.
Holy.
Two, massive corruption.
Jesus.
And Mo Ali.
Jesus.
Do we need an angel to tell us? We know that Mo Ali. Here we are talking about the angel even revealing these things to Jefferson Koji.
And
when that happened, my fellow Liberians, when they said because of massive corruption in government, neglect of the Liberian people, that the president have abandoned and rejected and neglected the Liberian people.
Holy. Hosanna in the highest.
The only thing Thomas Fala can remember is like the days of Darius DeLong.
Father God.
The only thing the president saw while Jefferson Koji were in the tomb, the feet of Jefferson Koji were shaking.
Yeah, that picture is there. You can see.
The feet of Jefferson Koji were shaking. Flat. And the angel list everything and name everything that this government will be held accountable of. And at the end of the day, the angel gave Jefferson a patent statement. Even though he will not be re-elected, but we can say to you today, according to the words of the law, he will be prosecuted. And that is powerful. Mo, I want you to listen to this. Mo, I need your attention on this one. Librarian got to listen to this.
Very, very clearly.
You got 1 more minute.
Fagon, I got 10 seconds. 1 more minute, too much.
Uh-huh.
Even though he will not be re-elected, but they assured Jefferson Koji that he will be persecuted with a new government coming into power. My man, who tell you, I guess he picking from there? He picking gone. Fagon, how they picking out working for, you sure they picking working for you, Fagon?
That beginner, he gone to the bathroom because to see
Well,
Jefferson Koji enter
they're picking out of coverage area. He's not even in the bag. I want Liberian people to hear me. They made out of coverage area.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Look at picking Fidel laughing like hell. Look at everybody.
They said JMB just put up a short statement.
JMB got a statement. We'll read his statement.
Okay.
We will read his statement.
But before we do that, please save that for last. That statement.
Let me save that. But we need the piggy to come back, man. We need the piggy to come back.
So let's proceed. In the meantime, folks, you're watching Reliable Info 360. We have with us our senior colleagues, the former CEO Stanton A. Witherspoon, along with the chief spokesman for the Unity Party, Mo Ali. We are now about to divide, if you like, or go into some startling revelations and allegations made today by an ALP supporter. I say ALP supporter because he has always said that. And when challenged, it has been proving that he is not a member. We are told that the station is off. We are being informed reliably by almost everyone watching us that the station is off. The stations, rather, I should say the stations. So you see, we are powerful. If that is the trip the brother made to Israel, to come back and be jamming our stations, because more, in all respect, our stations are not located in one proximity. So let's assume Super FM is off, Fabric will not be off, Spoon FM will not be off. But for all three of them to be off, it means that something terrible is happening. So again, you are watching, and most of you are over 3,000 here on our live feed, but our people are confirming to us that all of the stations are off. I'm laughing, Mo. What do you make of it?
It sounded a little strange to me because I know the only time that will happen if they.
No, I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you guys. It's on. We are on, Fagon. We are on all three networks. It was just some kind of interruption, but we are on, Fagon.
Okay. Were they attempting to jam it?
Well, I don't know. You know, because you work in the industry and you work at a ministry, so we are now.
Because of time factor, we are at the halfway line, guys. You came here. I invited
you. Allow Mo Ali to speak. Allow Mo Ali to speak and call me. I'm calling you. It's very important that you call me, please. Fagon, let Mo Ali be speaking.
Mo Ali, go ahead on. Let's start with what you heard today from the press conference. We'll be listening at the same time talking, sir. Mo Ali, give us your thought about what you heard today.
Well, thank you. Firstly, the JMB Rescue Mission campaign has decided to follow the lead of our standard bearer ambassador Boakai. We have a focus, and our focus is to ensure that the nightmare that is presiding over our country is removed through the democratic process on October 10. We are aiming for a first round victory, and it is important for us not to be distracted. There are a whole lot of intelligence that we are gathering. The ploy is to get the entire rescue mission distracted by everyone in favor of the CDC. In the coming days and weeks, we will see massive attacks against the rescue mission, against the standard bearer, against the vice standard bearer. They will even attempt to attack our national campaign chair, who we consider the mother of the rescue mission. And so this is just the beginning. We are not surprised. But you see, the thing is, we are thick-skinned people. And immediately after that press conference, the standard bearer responded, with a heartwarming message. I sent a screenshot to you. I just want to read it for those in radio land. If you don't mind, you can just display.
Mo, hold on. Let's put it up. I think. Do you have it, Yekezi? Do you have it? Can you put it up? Let Yekezi put it up, and you can read it more.
Yeah. So these attacks will keep coming, and if we fall for them, at some point in time, we will clarify some of the lies, but they really want to drag us. We have a president who will board the plane with 11 or 12 disciples from Liberia, spend government money, go to Israel for no purpose but to find out as to whether the Jesus story as told in the Bible is true. And we have people who call themselves opposition. They will not help to focus on removing this president. They want to perpetuate him into power. I guess someday they may also go to Mecca to find out if the Muhammad story is true. He could go to China to find out if the Buddha story is true. He will go to India to find out about the Hinduism. We'll have a tourism president, a president that I consider the Marco Polo of this war, who travels all around the place, but the difference is that for nothing. And so we heard all of those verbiage coming from Henry, but for me, they were promotional. Because most time people sit on this show and say, Joseph Boakai doesn't have money. How will his campaign go on? If the man does not have money and people place before him an offer of $30 million, they say, do this. And he looked at the people and their offer and told them, say, no, I can't do it. I will not take the money. I don't want the money because I cannot comply with the demands that you're making, according to what Henry Costa said. For me, it further proves the integrity of Joseph Boakai. It further proves to the Liberian people that this is somebody who can trust in. Because to be honest with you, Eugene, $30 million, I mean, you can even take the $30 million and just go do anything in the election, you lose. You live well, your children live well. You wouldn't care about the Liberian people.
It's $2 million per county.
Exactly.
If you spend $2 million in a county, you finish winning the election.
You win the election. Good. When you even want to spend that kind of money, you just take your little $30 million, you go bunker somewhere and you cool. So all of these things, for me, every time people have these kind of press conferences with the intent that we are going to bring down JMB, you are actually saying things that are promoting him.
30 seconds, yeah.
So that one part, I will look for this stuff so you can see it and read it quickly. JMB,
no, save it for last. Save it for last so that we can hear everyone's perspective.
He's uploading it more. He's uploading it.
More, I want you, even if he uploaded, I want you to save it, and I've got your perspective. I'm going to go to Stanton to get his perspective, and then I'll give my perspective, and then we ultimately hear from him on this matter. I think that's what we should do. Let's give our perspective, then he'll be the last to tell us what he's saying, and we put it on the screen.
Yeah, so to conclude with my first 2 minutes, I thought Costa revealed something that further proves the integrity of Joseph Boakai. I don't see anyone in Liberia who will easily reject $30 million to say, my man, they say carry the man as a running mate, you get $30 million. After election at Joseph Boakai, the man will just go say that even if that 10-15 million he gets from that project, he pocket it for himself, use the other one election, and you win, you get at least $10-15 million to go relax on. You rich for the rest of your little life. Your family will be rich, especially if you know how to invest.
So I'm going to hold you right there because of time. But I will ask you one quick question before I go to Witherspoon. You got the people say, listen, the people say, here is 30 million. You more Ali say no, I'm loyal to JMB.
Yeah.
You'll give it to JMB. Then the people say the only thing we want, JMB must make you VP. Then you say, okay. All right, now that JMB refused the money, you got 30 million. Saying they were going to make you VP. You more Ali, why you can't tell the 30 million wrong?
That is the $60 million question.
All right, so I leave it there with you. I'm going to move on to Stanton A. Witherspoon. Mr. Witherspoon, I'm sure you listen in and out. You probably may not want to dignify it, like many people don't want to dignify it. A lot of people are upset. They don't even want to talk about it. That's fine. But I want you to tell me, just in passing, the whole thing, how you see it. You can see people saying he damaged himself. Oh, on the last feed, they're saying the boy damaged himself. But let's just hear from you. What you thought about it?
Well, again, we from the outside, we that know both ends of this story. To tell you the truth, let's just put all jokes aside. Let's be serious.
Right.
We know exactly. We've been hearing. You know, I know Costa very well. I've spoken to Costa, and I know the camp of JMB.
Costa,
likewise. All right, say it like that. But the Honorable Fagon, today I will not speak on this issue. We will give it to the Liberian people for them to decide. I have spoken to some folks who think it is necessary that Costa have said his piece. That's election season. Let everybody move on. I'm sorry if I'm disappointing you. Folks are texting me. And
no, you're not. I'm sure, yeah.
Mo Ali, I'm sorry that if I'm disappointing you, but I think because of who I am and what I know, Liberia as a whole, Liberians as a whole, know Joseph Yema Boakai. They've been following here in Costa. They will decide who's right or who's wrong. But this is not about Joseph Yema Boakai. Now, this is not about Henry Costa or ALP party. The election, October 10, 2023, is about the Liberian people. It's about rescuing the nation. It's about changing the course of action. It's about bringing back the Liberia we know. Make no mistake. There may be some hard feelings, Minister Fagon. There may be times that folks will say the worst of the worst, Minister Fagon. There will be issues said that it will quench you to believe. But the end game is about rescuing Liberia. So I stand as one may say, twin mother. I would not speak on this issue any further.
Plead the fifth.
I will discuss the issue about how we can move Liberia further, how we can move Liberia in the right direction. And I think, going back to Joseph Yema Boakai's statement, that more Ali wants folks to, is all on social media. I think, let's just put the statement up.
No, I'm sure, yeah. Why you just can't have my show? No, put it on fire. Put it on.
For me, you tell me to speak back. You tell me to speak. How you going to interrupt me?
If you need to talk about the agreement, then we put it up.
That's our agreement. Because you don't know how to conduct your show, I will conduct it for you.
I see him, bro. Now what they can nobody will carry him somewhere. He look at his father, he look at his son. He said, no, the beginning I mess up power. I will not promote him.
No, but Fagon though, seriously,
So
let me say this.
Off.
Well, the last 10 seconds I have,
yeah.
Liberians know better. Okay?
Right.
To me, the Liberian people should see through this. Is this thing about Henry Costa or ALP or Bernard Ure, or this about rescuing the country? Is this thing about Dr. Yima Bwaka? So if you can answer those questions, I say no more. Thank you, Honorable Fagon.
Thank you. And so because I have been in the information arena, I will ask your indulgence for just 3 minutes. I do not intend to dignify Costa, but because I had a program called Critical Thinking, Facts versus Fiction, I will let my people know on this program that I will not let them down because they want me to give them pointers. Pointer number 1. Mr. Costa said it was Ure who was sitting, and Bwaka came to him and asked him to take ANC to court. So is Ure a small boy or somebody got to tell him, say, I don't want to be inside, go sue them, I will back you. If somebody tells you to do wrong, will you go and do it? Is Ure okay that Bwaka should be the one to tell him what to do, to go and sue ANC? I say no. He said that ANC went and infused in the clause that if anybody is not in good health, they can't run. Hey, the Constitution says any Liberian qualified to run. How can health situation make somebody go to court because it's a clause? That's a flaw. Number 3.
Fagon, not to cut you off. Okay, go ahead.
You see my note? I just want to finish my 3 minutes. See my note? As they were talking, I want to point the Liberian people out.
I gave her 2 minutes and you gave us 3 minutes. Why would you do that?
Wait now. Okay, I gave myself 3 minutes because I'm a show. And you see you? You see your life? He said that Bwaka asked Ure to form the Democratic Alliance. And Ure went and took Alaric Topa to do it. Well, but Alaric stayed with the old man. And Alaric was the one who formed the Democratic Alliance, but he stayed with the old man. So how can y'all go on? Y'all who asked him to do it? He named Granny Samuka, Francis Nimale, Kofi Woods as the people around the man. Alaric Topa, according to him. But you name all these people, but we didn't hear about the other people. Now, he said Alaric Topa was disappointed in that his efforts were dumped because Bwaka refused for them to form this alliance to include other political parties. But first you say, well, Bwaka who asked Ure to form it, and Ure went and picked Alaric. So how can Alaric was disappointed because Bwaka did not want other parties to enter? You said that the man will offer millions of dollars to run for president at the Royal Hotel. Costa said he was offered 30 million at the Royal Hotel by the people he called financial backers. Okay? And that they said that they were going to do it. But when he said you're going to be vice president, they said they will put into a mechanism and make sure they follow the process for him to win. He immediately contacted his prophet, whom he said was a man. But the prophet we've been seeing on social media was a woman. He also told us that these people finally agreed to him being vice president. And the question I ask you, but why they didn't take the 30 million to run his campaign? But he named all these people. Up to today, we didn't hear the name of the financial backers. Who were they, where they came from, what they wanted, why they will offer 30 million before they even go into election. What was their interest, according to Costa? What were these people's interests? So again, I took note of that. Somebody gave 30 million to become president. Well, they didn't want nothing. Who are they? What did they want? What were their names? Where did they come from? Now, he said they were promised, that they would be given this money. Barker went there and bought Murphy, and then Barker walked away because the people felt discouraged. Okay, then why didn't you take the money? Now, I'll say this. Again, we have these little things. He said he heard on social media that JMB was naming his running mate. That's what he heard on social media. Later, he said they broke away from previous agreements and they could not hold the agreements. But Ure said he did not want to be president. And according to Costa, Ure said the old man should pick whoever he wanted. So why the fuss? What brought the problem? So he announced today that we are no longer allies with these people. By Wednesday or so, they were going to come. I leave the Liberian people. I can go on and on and on. With a lot of
3 minutes finished.
I'm leaving the Liberian. I'm going to show you. Costa. Let me say Costa. I call you that one say now. Stanton. I would like for you to take cognizance of article, is it 82? Just hold on a second. Yes, article 82A. Yeah, the constitution, and I'm going far play. Any citizen or citizens, political party, association, or organization being of Liberian nationality or origin shall have the right to contribute to funds or election expenses of any political party or candidate, provided that corporate and business organizations and labor unions shall be excluded from making any contribution to the funds or expenses of any political party. So Joseph Barker obeyed the law. Mr. Costa confessed that he was offered 30 million by some financial backers. Our law, Article 82, is very clear. I just read it, you heard it. He spoke to the integrity of Joseph Barker, in addition to what Mo Ali said, that Mr. Barker rejected to sell the country. Last but not the least, Mr. Costa said Mr. Barker offered to give anything, everything in the Republic of Liberia for the 30 million, including Wologisi Mountain. But if Barker agreed to give anything and everything in the Republic of Liberia, where is Wologisi Mountain? In China? So again, I would like for you guys to take 1 minute each to add whatever you want to add, and then we put up the Joseph Numa Barker special statement, warm greeting and warm reception to.
Before we do that, Fagon, I think Moshua.
Yeah, let me just say something quickly.
Yeah,
go
ahead, Mo.
I gave you 1 minute.
Yeah, Fagon made a
point. 1 minute, you take 10 minutes. What kind of
Fagon made a point. He said, my brother said that JMB told the people that he would be willing to offer anything and everything in Liberia. Now, if JMB was willing to offer the whole country for 30 million, why wouldn't he take Costa simply to get a 30 million to be running mate? You know, sometimes when you go into press conferences, when you're making statements, you have to look at the inherent contradictions in them. If I say I will give the whole house that I'm in, and you are in a house, it means I'm giving everything, including you.
You.
And the person who giving the money say, but my man, just tell the man to be your running mate.
Then I said, no.
You will be reserving the whole house and just take one person from in the house to say, yeah, let's go for 30 million. But you know, I want to end up with that statement from JMB to let the public.
No, let's take on finish. Then you two put it up. The agreement.
Let me read a statement. Then Stanton will talk about it. Let me read a statement. Then Stanton will talk about it.
All right.
JMB said, Henry P. Costa is my son.
Amen.
And I hold nothing against him.
Amen.
I forgave him, and I am always willing to work with every well-meaning Liberian to accomplish our mission to rescue Liberia.
Hey,
I will advise all to focus on all our attention on the mission to remove the nightmare we have presiding over our country.
amen.
Let's think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia.
Oh,
I just want Stanton to talk about that statement. I just wanted to read it. Stanton talk about it.
yeah. I pray for a small tear set in my eye. You know, it's like so much, but you still warmly welcome your son. Stanton, over to you. Can't give me Bible.
No, I don't want to give you Bible. Seriously, I choose not to speak on this because
It's sorrowful, man.
when I can say this, when I listen to Costa speak, and Liberian saying, Stanton, why you don't want to speak on it? I know Costa. Indeed, he is a little brother to me because I older than him. Costa is someone that I speak to most often. He never refused to take my call, or I never refused to take his call. Whatever thing that was said by Henry Costa today, Liberia should look into it and make their own decision. But I have the utmost respect for Jose Yimabwaka. I do. A very wise, intelligent, professional, well-disciplined, down-to-earth uncle, father, and a leader. Those of you that work with Jose Yimabwaka, you have come to understand he's no nonsense. When you pick up the phone today, you call him. He's waiting to listen to you. Forget the everyday politics. He will dip his spoon in the bowl and you can eat together. You can lecture together. You can laugh together. I have experienced him. I know him. Whenever JMB traveled to the United States, I visit him. We laugh together. So I know how it is. But this is about Liberia. We all have a future ahead of us. After this generation will come our generation of leadership. We should always stand tall and think about tomorrow. So my fellow Liberians, I would say to you, what you have heard, what you have seen, you decide. For 12 years, Jose Yimabwaka worked under Madam Salif. For 12 years, helped to build Liberia and make Liberia better. To urge him to forgive is divine. When all this was happening, I picked up the phone, I called Jose Yimabwaka. And I said, Uncle Joe. He said, yes, Stanton. I said, I will be putting Costa on this phone for us to talk. He said, Stanton. I said, he said, my nephew. He never called me Stanton. He said, my nephew. And I said, yeah. He said, I have called Costa and I have texted Costa. Costa is my son. And today, saying the statement from Uncle Joe, I am seriously concerned that Costa and his uncle will come to a place in this life that they will mend the differences. This is politics. You may not believe it, but I am optimistic that the time will come that Costa and his Uncle Joe will go back on the table. Whatever is happening, Liberia will decide. This is about election. So Minister Fagon would not take stand as to who's right or who's wrong.
But I'm not asking you to.
No, you are not. I'm just calling your attention on this. But the Liberian people know who Uncle Joe is. The Liberian people respect the decision of Joseph Yema Boakai and the Liberian people are calling for change, or change for a better direction for our country, Liberia.
Definitely. You got 30 more seconds.
So when Mo Ali read the statement, I've come to understand that we are in an election season. These things will happen. It will happen. If I'm going to take your show, man, I will wait for tonight again and proceed further.
Yeah, but before let me bring us something very quickly.
Please do.
My friend mentioned in his press conference that Professor Alaric Topa was deeply disappointed.
Yes, I heard that too.
But then,
and I was laughing.
The NDC that Professor Alaric Topa heads has gone to a convention, and in that convention, they have voted overwhelmingly to support Joseph Boakai in the rescue mission. Most of the people in the radio land will not be able to see it, but it's just good so people can say we're lying, for you to just display the communication that they've issued to the public.
Yeah.
Just the beginning part of it. Let me see if I can see it clearly so that we can be able to read it to the public. Then they will.
You will not be able to read all.
No, just the first. Just that first. That first part of it says everything. So the first part of it says here. So the first part of it says the third convention of the National Democratic Coalition has overwhelmingly endorsed the presidential candidacy of former Vice President Joseph N. Boakai as the NDC choice of candidate in the October 2023 election. Period. I don't understand how a very deeply disappointed man, and you see that sign, Alaric Topa outgoing chairman, and then the other person,
P.H. Nikan,
the incoming Secretary General, they signed that statement. So I don't know how deeply disappointed that Alaric will be and will go preside over a convention that will overwhelmingly endorse the men who allegedly disappointed him. I just wanted to bring that out so that the people...
And that was dated on July 8th. It's
July
important.
8th. July
Not today.
8th. Yeah, that's day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
Yeah. So
a man that was disappointed, according to Costa today, 2 days ago, endorsed overwhelmingly, his party endorsed Joseph Nyuma Boakai. But guys, again, I know we'll be on the Spoon Talk tonight. We'll go into details on most of the other issues. We're running against time. We're at 1 p.m. On the overall, I like to close. I'm not going to dignify the issue anymore. But Yekazi, where are you? Quickly. Guys, there are 3 things I want you to comment on quickly. Yekazi, if you didn't know.
Are you going to the phone line, though? No?
Yeah, I'll go to the phone line quickly, but I want you to hear something with your own ear about the Tapeta Hospital. Every day, Ellen Tapeta. Yekazi. Play Tapeta for Stanton. He never heard it before. Do you know it was JMB instrumentality and everything that brought about the referral hospital in Tapeta today? Or you don't know? Play it, Yakazi.
Tapeta and every day. It was my visit to Tapeta when I went to that hospital in ruins. And me and Edwin Gay, he had won Tapeta. And we said we will rebuild this hospital. But we knew it was a big hospital. I brought lace. They couldn't do it. That's how I talked to the Chinese. You add Edwin Gay, will tell you I was instrumental in that hospital. And one day I visited there with all of the sophisticated equipment. I said, we need to pave at least 2 miles before here. That's how they put the cement there. That's how the water went there. This is Liberia. This is our country. If we don't make it better, we can't be going to other people's country, praising them for 176 years. This chopping business in this country will stop. It will stop. It will build this country. We will have good roads. We have good medical. You go to all the hospital now, nothing, no medication. But the money is in the pocket of the people. They're dividing it. That's not the formula for making a country prosperous by giving.
And you hear about it, Johnson Doe Hospital today. He called his witness name, Edwin Gay. And you hear about it? JMB not do nothing. JMB not do nothing. That one. All the cuckoo guest houses the Liberian people coming to have in the country, Stanton. When I say guest houses, that your friend and BB houses, they pay more Ali. Please put up what will happen to those who stole the Liberian people money. Yeah? Put it all let's stand on here with ear.
Rescue team is not a joke. It's not a place that will be organized for stealing. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Even these people who are stealing, they think they will carry those things there just like that. It's not going to work. The law will deal with them. The law will deal with them. And the Liberian people, money. You didn't come to power to come steal from people. It's a shame. With all of you standing here, I'm just like you. You wish me well, you stand in the rain. Then I go and steal from you. Me, I can't do it. It's a shame. I can't do it. God himself will punish you.
All the things they're stealing, the thing they will carry free, it can't be. Like Liberian people money, the law will take its course. Final thoughts, and we go to the phone line quickly. I start with you, Stanton. Oh no, let me start with Mo Ali because Stanton can left fire.
Yeah, that's Stanton good. You know,
Yeah, they make a left fire when you can't.
I want to close up by talking about the tour in Nimba. Yesterday was Campley, and it turned out I saw in Campley summarizes the tour for me. I believe that the Liberian people are truly tired of the weird experimental government. This experiment is nothing but a disaster for the country, and the people can't wait for October 10th to get rid of him. I will close up on this. All those who think we are going to second round, you passing around in the corner, you say, yeah, we'll be playing our card, we'll wait for second round to come negotiate. There's going to be no second round. We will win on the first ballot. Come and join us. Let us focus our attention on removing Mr. Weah and his government through the votes that will be cast on October 10, 2023. Like the new saying goes, no time. There's no time to waste. We're not sitting there thinking, oh yeah, it's a defeatist idea to keep talking about, you know, the other people, will there be attacked or will not attack the other people? Will there wait for second round? There's going to be no second round.
No.
We will win in the first round, period.
Two-person race, according to Stanton.
This is a two-person race, and I agree with Stanton. The other people are participants in the process. The two leading persons, JMB and Josh Weah, the experimental president, is going nowhere in this election. We will beat them on the first ballot. Thank you.
And this is what I would say, right? I'm done with the Costa issue, and I'm done. Yeah. I'm done with the Costa issue. Liberia will decide. And folks text me and say, Stanton, you should say something. Say what you have done. I won't do this. I will not say anything. Liberia will decide because ready. Come on. We will walk in a different road right now. But let's talk about this two-person race. Mo Ali, I said it because I believe it. We should stop wasting the Liberian people time. Say what you want to say. We are all Liberians. This election season, for now, today is the 10th of July. August, September, October. Exactly 3 months. 3 months to election. The election is between George Manawia and Joseph Yimabwaka. C'est fini. That's it. George Manawia or Joseph Yimabwaka. Every other person that is in this race, they are there negotiating. They are the negotiators. They are there finding place to settle on.
I agree.
Let's stop the joke. Liberians are tired. You come from WWE party, wow party. And no man, we know what you are doing. You are now negotiating because two things happening right now, folks. You either finding your way to get government job, or you finding your way to prepare yourself for 2029.
Yeah.
President George Manawia or Ambassador Joseph Yimabwaka.
That's it.
Any other individual come knocking on your door, you ask them, are you a sedition or you are a UP person? I know that Taiwan people are going to come on me. I know Mr. Cummings people are going to attack me. I know other political parties will attack me. But I guarantee you, ask the Liberian people. Ask them today. Can President George Manawia win this election? If UP is complacent and they are sleeping, the president can pass them. Can Joseph Boakai win this election? He is favored to win from the opposition. Listen, I had a conversation with somebody, I would not call their name, last night for 2 hours. We will get into it. We will get into the general CPP or the little ANC. What is happening in ANC camp? They have come to realize that Mr. Cummings is no entity in the election, respectfully. I'm saying it respectfully.
It's
in this
true.
election.
It's true.
Mr. Cummings cannot win this election. Some of them are now negotiating with CDC. So my fellow Liberians, let me ask you this. Should Mr. Cummings negotiate with Unity Party? Or should he negotiate with CDC? What are his best options? An executive from ANC/CPP, we had an argument last night. And he said, Stanton, I listened to you, and this is what I would say to you. Mr. Cummings, they will be prepared to negotiate with CDC. And I said, what, Mo Ali? I asked them, I said, why? Because CDC will have only another term, which is 6 years. But if they negotiate with Joseph Yimabwaka, obviously you are looking at 12 years with Jeremiah Kuhn running again. The best option is to negotiate with CDC. And George Manawia, we guarantee them his full CDC support comes 2029. I was shocked when I heard that from the executive. I was very, very shocked. We spoke on issue about Alosha Stowe, the fight that Alosha Stowe and Moriah had in front of Mr. Cummings on the table, Fagon. They argued bitterly. Mr. Cummings said nothing. He woke up and he left that table. And he left Moriah and Alosha Stowe fighting among themselves. We talk about the money raised here in America. We talk about the disunity who spearheading the campaign for Mr. Cummings, Louis Brown, and the people they are not listening to Mr. Cummings. We talk about Alosha Stowe, how Alosha Stowe want to be Maserado chair for the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And the folks are saying no. We talk about how even Mr. Cummings mentioned Grace Kwan to be Maserado chair for the campaign. And folks said no, they will fight against it. That's what made Grace Kwan now join Clarence Moduba. To be frank, I was surprised when this gentleman called me and he told me everything plus more. But it may shock you today for me to say this to you, Mo Adi. Guess what? I want Liberians to answer me. Do you know how much was spent for the retired suffering rally? Fagon, do you know how much was spent for the
They only
ANC
told us the
retired suffering
70,000.
rally? Mo Ali, do you know how much was spent? Can somebody guess?
70,000 lost.
Mo Ali, can you unmute? Can somebody guess and tell us how much they spent for that little
Look,
retired
so
suffering rally?
from the time that thing was happening, I heard it was going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I believe it because Stanton, the 70,000 that got missing was just for small mobilization that Martin Kola was supposed to do.
Yes.
So if you tell me 300,000, I will believe it, because for Martin Cola, I know carrying 70,000 in a car trunk. If somebody told me 500,000, I would be, yes. I mean, Fagon, that's true.
That was just one bundle, was
That's one
70,000.
bundle from Martin Cola, they took. So if just for Martin Cola own operation for the protest, they took 70,000 from it. It tells me that Martin Cola have more money with him, number one. Number two, imagine what people like Louis Brown and George Bush know they have on them.
Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. And this is fact, because I don't know who Bernard Perkins is, but you can go and ask him. 400,000 United States dollars was spent on the retired suffering rally. 400,000 was spent on that little rally. Ask Senator Nathan, chairman for ANC, whether you have any idea about money being collected here in America. We will come to that. When this person called me Mo Ali, I was shocked. Why were Aloysius Stowe and Mariah getting into a fight? Messages they send me, messages I received. When this gentleman called me, I was shocked. I begin to understand the reason why now they are focusing on Joseph Yeman Boakai, because they said Joseph Yeman Boakai is the target. They would prefer 6 years of George Manawea than 12 years of Joseph Yeman Boakai. Folks, this is Eba Labrador we are talking about. I want you to join Spoon Talk as we reveal to you these messages. The document I received yesterday from the ANC camp. Document, I am not bashing them. They have their own will to say what they want to say. But I am saying to you, be not deceived. They are saying they have no political campaign strategists right now. Mo Ali, I am shocked. They have no idea as to how to run their campaign in Moserado or Liberia at large. I am very, very disappointed when I heard that. Aloysius Stowe want to be the Moserado chair. George Wisners is fighting. Moba Yogbo is fighting. Now it's between Aloysius Stowe and Moba Yogbo.
You see why I sent you just now from the chat room?
No. That's why I'm saying we'll reveal this. So who is advising who? Who is advising you is Toga Gay McIntosh. He has spoken to Mr. Cummings and said Louis Brown is doing a terrible job. Folks, you know when Musa Bedete said we will not have opposition unity, you know why?
You know.
He said it. It's not me. He said we're not have opposition unity. You know why?
Of course, the Liberian Post, you know.
They had a meeting, and this one will hit them more, Adi. This will hit them. This will hit them to the core. They had a meeting 2 days ago, Friday or Saturday. There was a meeting. Yeah. Saturday. Thank you. What's the guy named Elias Morgan? Is that his name? Yeah. What's his name? How you pronounce it? Yes. I can name who all were in that meeting. They had a meeting. And in that meeting, the number one game plan, attack Joseph Yeman Boakai. Even if Mo Ali and those in the United Party do not respond, this is what you need to do. You pick on them to the answer, because we cannot support them in the second round.
Wow.
Yes.
Building and it's telling.
I had a meeting. Listen, they had a meeting. They met on Zoom. People from listen, it's shocking to believe when this, I asked the individual, I said, why are you telling me? He said, I'm done, I'm disappointed. He said, when you guys talk about Mr. Cummings have nothing in Maryland County, I was taken back. He said, Stanton, let me say to you, ask the coordinator, the mobilization coordinator, ask him. I said, what's his name? Josh Wisner. He said, ask Josh Wisner. The actual truth about ANC, Mr. Cummings going around, what really can happen?
Terrible things. Terrible.
But you know what? How can that entire strategy be based around attacking Joseph Boakai? How does that help them?
But I just told you. I was speaking to a sedition yesterday. I parked in front of the church, and I was speaking to a sedition, a very top sedition, one of my many friends in CDC. I didn't know this was happening, right, Mo? And the sedition tell me, said, though I don't like Mr. Cummings, but this is Mr. Cummings and Musa Bedete game plan. And I said, why? They were support CDC. I was shocked. I was shocked. And I said, what you talking about? He said, listen, that's the only path Mr. Cummings have right now. He said, Stanton, everywhere you go in this country is Joe Boakai. CDC must do everything to destroy Joe Boakai political chances of becoming president.
So judging from the information you've gathered, I would want to believe that, like people been saying, these are the agents of the CDC.
Agent 1, Agent 2, Agent 3. And
we are not talking about, let me be very clear. I'm not talking about the Tabata play people that ride according to say agent. I'm talking about
the real people. The real people.
Thank you.
Anyway,
I'm talking about somebody.
I hope you can really expand on these things.
Let's go to the lines. We'll finish that up
so
on Spoon tonight. You'll join us on Spoon tonight at 8.
But it's a fact. No, man, but why you rushing all bad? You get somewhere to go? Yeah, but the only person I'm waiting for is Mo Ali. You know, Mo Ali getting have that with them for it. Don't worry about you in Tennessee. Leave the man alone. The man visiting.
I'm not in Tennessee. I'm in Arizona right now.
You in Arizona, then leave the man alone. The man visiting. Mo Ali, yeah, you visiting. The man won't know about your whereabouts. I didn't know Mo Ali was only 20 minutes away from me. You know, but CDC people can come here, they can visit me. Potter can come visit me every day. All the other people can come. So why about Mo Ali visiting your brother?
Mom can visit you too.
You talking about Mom? Yeah. Mom, am I picking? Mom, I need to visit me. He 2 minutes away from me. Mom,
gray hair.
I mean, Mom 66 years old. Leave that one alone. In America, the man 66 years old. Let's leave that one. But folks, I want you to join Spoon tonight. Say what you want to say. That's the reason why the attack will be very hard and strong on JMB Mo Ali, because this will happen. Because if you open the phone line in every corner, this election is about Joseph Yima Boakai and George Manawea. It will come a time you either got to decide. You can join any other political party, you will still come home. You either support George Manawea or you support Joseph Yima Boakai. Anybody else that lie, nobody will come to. And I will say this every day for Liberian to listen as you're about to call. Tell me if I'm lying. Make your case to the Liberian people. Is it about Joseph Yima Boakai or George Manawea? You either sedition or you supporting Joseph Yima Boakai. You either supporting George Manawea, who don't know who Jesus Christ is. He got to go Israel to find out. You either support George Manawea when Jefferson Kojo put a hair in that tomb, the angel told him, say your president will not be re-elected. You either support George Manawea, who don't know the difference from the you know what, that you have to have 12 disciples escorting him to Jesus Christ's tomb. You either support I mean, are you coming to the show?
Numbers 077771075. 077771075. 05551011075. Let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, good afternoon from my end, Monrovia, Yakesin. And let me say good morning to those in the diaspora, more especially the USA.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, man, that morning time, afternoon time to all, man. Just say hi to all, man.
Positive, but I'm joining you from Monrovia this afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if the former CEO Stanton is hearing me. I would like to appreciate every one of you guys, for the level of work you continue to do. Stanton, I call you the game changer. You actually, I must admit, you understand when it comes to platform running. He knows exactly how to handle shows. When the Spoon Talk started newly, I actually never used to like following it, but at a certain point in time, you've become so much welcome to the platform, and you most often hijack the platform and change it around. So I call you the game changer.
Hijack the platform
today. Honorable Falcon, you guys are worried. I mean, the politics that is being played today in Liberia, we all understanding it. people, the common people, even seeing the realities on ground. Most of the people we call our politicians this day, they are not in the interest of the country. They are only in the interest of their own very self. Self-aggrandizement is what killing this country. So people will see where the right belongs. They will not put it there, but instead they will support where they will get their own personal interest. If Henry Costa today can leave or withdraw their support from the Unity Party after all that he has said about the CDC and the wicked way this CDC government is ruling this nation, and today we are seeing them going another way, even the ANC, and where is the change that all of them are preaching?
Thank you.
To rest my case, if Liberia is to move forward, then we all as Liberians always need to think positive and put Liberia first about self-interest, because together we can make this nation great again.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to another person. Hello, your name is Jonas.
Yeah, hello?
Hello?
Yeah. My name is Costa Edward calling from TV.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, brother, the player here are most satisfied because why day is most promotion for JMB. It's great promotion. Because if JMB can look at 30 million and refuse it because of the sake of the Liberian people, that's someone that gets this country a heart. And today, my first time to know that Capital Hospital will built through their power. I never knew it. So let us continue to promote JMD. It's not anything they say. I listen to ANC people show, travel plus show, that just about their own. They say, oh, all the other super people, they're focusing on one person. Thank God they know that everybody focusing on one person. So thank God for the show. Thank God for Brother Sato.
Thank you.
UJ Falcon. Tonight will be on also.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we take international calls? Okay.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
My name is Andy Hish. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Mo Ali, Fakron, and CEO, you guys are great. I really appreciate you every day. Today, I was only waiting for Fakron to come on. That's all I wanted. Hey, Henry Costa has always been the enemy of the UP. Your enemy will always be your enemy, no matter what. He just proved it today. He greedy. We stood by him. We pay our way from here $2,000 ago, Liberia. We stood in the crowd for him. I've never met him, never shook his hand. We have fought with Joseph Baka all the way. Someone I've never met Joseph Baka before, but we still with Joseph Baka up to this day. And we will still be with him. The 3 years have already passed.
Okay.
You own it or you're not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person.
You are on it or you are not. Powerful statement.
Good afternoon.
Your name and where you join us from?
I'm Nicholas Kamara calling from Citizen Battery.
Let's hear you, Nicholas.
Oh, thank you, my brother. Thank you for you to receive me. Thank you for receiving me. Thank you to the CEO and also Honorable Fakron Eugene, the powerful man in the studio. I would like to tell you this. At no reason at this time where Labrador is standing. That we are not, let me tell you, we are not asking for political party, or this party, this person here, John Blande, what they call this person here. We're looking at the interest that we're going to go. The majority have made what they are mad to do. They are making their mad, we are seeing the stuff going on, and also we are seeing the things that are going on. Let me tell you about what I'm hearing for Costa, we're not delegating. We're not delegating. We play with him that he is our brother. From 2017, we went together. We wanted for all of us to continue this journey. Boy, when you see, at this time, this is 2017. With Joseph Imabaka, to China, and it's so when I want to listen to him. I think it's the end of the political period.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you join us from? Hello, are you there? Hello? Okay, let's talk to this other person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
My name is James Bai. Is this reliable system?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much. I just want to say I brought a few things from Costa press conference.
Your name first and where you join us from?
I'm James Bai calling from Australia.
Okay. Let's hear you.
I just want to thank the Almighty God for GMB for His wisdom. You can tell from the lies from Costa from a press conference. Number one, he said GMB promised that you'll get the people who will Gisi Mountain. Then number two, he said the people promised him for them to make he Costa the VP contradiction right there. Three, he said thank God JB did not even accept that money. They actually was the CDC, the agent for the CDC was planning. He Costa knew that he not even fit for the VP position. So they were planning for JB to take that decision. And thank God for JB by even putting Costa on his left hand. Let's go for the paper, the wisdom will always play. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, this is most people calling from Silicon Valley.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to tell God thank you for thank you for blessing GMB. GMB is a man of wisdom. Nobody through him. We are here to support GMB. I thank for God for Fagon, for CEO, for Moali and other people. God will continue to expose them. God will destroy ANC in the name of Jesus. Thank you.
Okay,
Amen.
let's talk to this other person. Hello, your name and where you join us from? Hello, are you there? Okay, let's take this call. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from?
My name, I'm calling from Riyadh.
Okay, let's hear you.
I want to tell you thank you for educating us. First of all, the first thing Joe Baker has said, and we're a bad president. That educator, who the one is so sorry we are working.
Okay.
All the opposite budget are go up, and we're working, we're taking risks. But when I know you are interest, the only thing they can't, the 4 hour pay off by the power, by the grace of God, and that for two reasons. Joe Baker is boy is scared that all of them, the money that they put in their pocket, they will not carry free.
Okay.
I'll pay my support to them.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good evening. How you doing, sir?
I'm okay, and you?
I'm fine, man. I'm at a ball. I call from Pinsville.
Okay, let's hear you.
You know, everything that is being buried in the darkness against this country, to see this country, continue to retrogress, everything will come out. I think God is doing his work. It is God's own time, set for this country to be changed. You see those kind of clandestine, activities. What will have happened at JMB? I call this guy to be his running mate. There was something buried, under the sleeves, and that thing has come out. I thank God so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, this person. Hello?
Let's take 2 more and wrap it up.
Hello, your name and where you join us from? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. Let me say good evening to you, Legacy. Let me say good evening to your panelists for the brilliant coordination of aspects concerning our state. For the recognitions of Poker Robert, and privileged to be the acting chairman of the Friends of Jefferson Tamakochi for the re-election of President George Manley Developmental WIA. Good evening, Fagon.
Good evening.
Good evening, Fagon.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. Anyway, let me say good evening to Fagon and good evening to the CEO. I wanted to get an update because CEO have been one of my fanatic people on level. CEO, somebody have been following, have been liking him. My everything. So I really want to find out concerning the case about CEO because we are following.
Okay, all right. We're not talking about that. So let's talk to another person here. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good evening.
Good evening. Let's hear your name and where you join us from.
Okay. Let me say good evening and good morning to our senior veterans who are in the United States of America. And wherever you are, once you are in Liberians, me say good evening. Well, I'm Ramsey F. Joseph, and I do join you from district number 5, Montserrat County. My brother, Eugene Fagon, we appreciate you so much. Continue with the work that you are doing. Look, our senior brother Henry Costa, whom we have sacrificed our lives. Some of us were beaten for his arrivals in Liberia. Look, I can't believe this. Those guys, we no one knew that he was one of those that were playing in this in a thing to destroy this Omer vote. Because if you're going to be selected as Joseph Mabwaka running mate, we're not going to go nowhere with the election. Seriously, definitely speaking. Lauren, who was speculating the whole wild war, she was not choosing. The woman talked about it and she forgot about it. She said, no, Lord, rescue Liberia. But then you come, but we can't with that. Look, we will stand with the old men and we'll make sure we campaign from door to door to deliver our country from those demons who have gone to Israel, acting that they know God bad way in this country that only didn't want no God. But God don't know them. God know his people are suffering. So he will deliver us from the mess.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And once again, I'm Ramsey Abdul. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Still take one more, two more.
Two more will be fine. And then we'll go for a closing.
Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good evening.
Good evening. Let's hear you. Your name and where you join us from?
Well, thank you for a platform. Let me say good evening to Honorable Falcon. The name me down at Jesus. I'm joining from District 10 days afternoon. Well, thank you for all the analysis you have made. And let us say this. Good evening to Honorable Mo Ali. Let me say this for you. The Liberal are resolved in making Ambassador Parker the next president for the Republic of Liberia. We can't get credit to Mr. Costa. Costa will look at 7 million and he refuses to kind of credit Costa. You think, look, we are all civil-minded people here. We're not coming to say that, listen, I'm going to retreat. We're going to make Honorable Parker the next president for the Republic of Liberia. The group of Luther need to go. Thank you.
Thank you. The last call. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Melvin Israel and doing some fatwa in Congress.
Okay, let's hear you, Melvin.
Yeah, no, Aaron Costa will always be Aaron Costa. The guy likes money. The guy is not people. He normally don't think well when it comes to making political decisions. So now Aaron Costa thinks that because he share all of those things, it will make some of us who left the city because of the failure of this government to go back to the city again. You might be joking. In your first state, you kill man in love, then you should be giving fair enough to fair. Who are the guys they tell to the party? Well, but they don't serious. Or sometimes the mafia says someone that wants to put any money to buy or funding to buy truly. So I think you need to tell Liberian that who are those guys that when you just look at me, Costa, and just splash $30 million on me, just like that. What is the you get for it? Come in, see people really bad. It's not because of him, because he's supposed to be homeless. Tomorrow, supposed to be homeless, so we go there. Because we see many from the homeless of when we see it, not because of him. We saw that AOT party to the highway empty.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see you frozen.
Yeah, so it's over to you, Mr. Fagon.
All right, Mo, we'll go over to you for your closing and let the Liberian people enjoy you a little bit.
Stanton, so let me say Stanton. Eugene, let me say
Stanton ran away from you.
Yeah, Stanton Lee. Let me say thank you for this show because it's also helping to educate our people and it's reaching far and wide. Like I said one other night, you know, when you have a very serious and strong propagandist who is not on your side, you fight the person all the time. It doesn't mean that you people are enemies. And sometimes too, you are a little bit envious that the person is not on your side. You say that sometimes, yeah, man, I wish they got on my side. And so I feel excited that we are working on the same side for common goal. We may not agree on all of the things that have been said or that we utter, but they are all intended to have a better Liberia. On the issue of some of the strategies revealed by Stanton, I believe what his information is, and I can see we all have been seeing that the attacks are just simply directed at Joseph Boakai, as if to say JMB is the sitting president and he's the one they are fighting to remove from power. But these revelations are startling, and that we will talk about them. On this issue about the press conference by Henry Costa, I believe that the response given by Joseph Boakai is profound. It shows leadership. And lastly, some of the statements made go a long way to prove Joseph Boakai's credibility, to prove that this man has integrity to the extent that he will reject $30 million. And somebody told me, they say, if you're given $30 million to President Weah and say, take Joel from the ticket and put this person there, without even bapping her eyes, he will do that. So, to the Liberian public, understand from today that JMB is not about the money. As proven by my brother Henry Costa, that JMB will not come over there to look for money. Because if he were looking for money, 30 million, he probably may not even get that if you're president for 6 years. So he has a mission, and that mission is to rescue Liberia, and that is why we are all behind him, and we will give him our fullest support. Thank you, Eugene.
Well, thank you, Mo Ali, and let me say thank you, Stanton, for joining us today. My final closing will go like this. Don't be distracted, folks. It's a two-man race. You're either for Joseph Newman Boakai or you for George Weah. Because we know that Ellen has put forward a team. I always say that. She gave us George Weah to protect. Oh, my man came back for her closing. He came back for her closing. So we're getting her closing, but let me just finish since he did it.
Can you hear me? What's your kind?
Yeah, we can hear you now. What are you looking for? You broke?
1 minute.
He said we're getting 1 minute checking your pocket.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm looking for my earpiece, man. I don't know. Maybe I trash it. Yeah, you gave me right. I know we're wrapping up, right?
Yeah.
All right.
It's your turn to close.
All right, gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much for the invite, Minister Fagon, to Mo Ali. Mo Ali, I know in 30 minutes you will be here. I'm expecting you. Please don't tell Fagon, because you know Fagon. I mean, can you put a WhatsApp number down? People will still call you. Yagazi. Where's my earpiece? So, at the end of the day, seriously speaking, I want folks to join Spoon tonight. It will be very, very interesting. We're going to have that Francine Chinwe Richardson. We're going to have Mo Ali. We're going to have Mempe Gono. We're going to have the Minister Eugene Fagon. We're going to have Minister Wozi. It will be a jam-packed program. We're going to have the Ghost, Fadika, Remy Gray. What's your other brother name from the Gonglo camp? Gibson Jeru.
Abdullah Mame.
Abdullah Mame and Charles Taylor bodyguard Johnny Debbie. Should I say Charles Taylor bodyguard? Yeah, Johnny Debbie. So we're gonna have everybody. It will be a very, very interesting show, folks. Election have taken gear. 3 months to go. Can you imagine? 3 months. 3 months to go, folks. 3 months. It's very, very wonderful, wonderful program coming up your way. We have to draw the line. We have to position ourselves either for or against. To all my fellow Liberians, Abdullah Kiatemba, Sam Jackson, and all the wonderful folks out there, we want to say you cannot serve two masters at the same time. Uncle Sam, you cannot. You either serve the devil or you serve the Lord Jesus Christ. Be like George Manor we are. Send Jefferson Koji in the dark tomb, and you hear the voice of the angel. You should understand. As friends, we are. Election have some serious, serious issue, and people are going to take different lanes. Don't get mad though. Relax, calm down. It's election season. But just think Liberia. Love Liberia. And build Liberia.
When the people say he's supporting JMB, and then he said no.
No, it's not. But I just like the love. But what if I say Liberia deserve better? And I come on the line, Liberia deserve better. You know, so but I like the fact that you have to think about Liberia, think about giving 6 more years to a president that have to go Israel to find out who Jesus Christ is. 6 more years. I love you guys, my fellow Liberians. I love you seriously. You will make the right decision. The Bible says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words will never pass away. They may come, they may go, but this election, you will make the right decision. It's either George Manawia. It's either you're going to give him another 6 years, or you're going to give Joseph Yema Boakai the chance to redeem the nation. You decide. Every day I will remind you. Every other political leader that come in the picture, they are all blah. They are all preparing themselves to negotiate. Either for 2029 or to get something this election time comes around. But be serious and think. Have a sense of focus. And know at the end of the day, this is only about Liberia. God will never leave us. He will never forsake us. He will be with us every day, even to the end of time. He will be with Liberians. He will guide our footsteps to the election. The election will be peaceful, transparent, and the people of Liberia will decide. It's either Joseph Yema Boakai or George Manawia. Have a wonderful evening, and I see you 8:00 p.m. Liberian time on the Spoon Talk. It will be interesting. It will be interesting. It will be interesting. Till we meet again, may God bless you. May God keep you. May God bless our nation, the Republic of Liberia. Thank you.
All right, folks, you've been listening to Reliable Info 360. I had to pause and let Stanton do his closing, but I will remind you, Stanton said any other person is more or less to negotiate. I think what I think, and I'll tell you what I think.
Is it no?
In 2017, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf brought in George Weah after she found out that Bromskin could not win and Cummins could not win. In 2023, she have decided that Cummins cannot win. No other person can win. She brought in Moniba, Cummins, Robbie Moore, and all the other group. But they can't win. So she has opted now. I am telling you now that President Weah should continue. And that means 6 more years of torture and suffering. I leave you with this. What happened to the $25 million road fund money? What happened to the $11 million that was given for the rice? What happened to the promise to connect all of the county capital? Again, what happened to the vocational schools that were supposed to be built? What happened to the Bali Island? What happened to the $40 million Lofa Road Fund project, for which right now the Lofa Road is destroyed? What happened to the $25 million mop-up exercise? What happened to the $30 million stimulus package? What happened to people's salaries that they made, cut from $150 million to just $150 to just $45? You people in Bomi, they waived your $14 million, but they promised you they were going to give scholarship for the BCCC. What happened there? What happened to the health institutions that the promise they made that no one will be turned away from the hospital? What happened to the coastal highway? What happened to the newly constructed place they would have come up with to access Battery Factory? What happened to the 2 overhead bridges? Can you guys tell me? What happened to the agriculture ministry and the $17 million that we promised in Kari? I was there. What happened to the auditors? What happened to all the transparency institutions that Ma Ellen left behind? We changed almost everybody. What happened to the $100 million drug bust? What happened to the $40 million drug bust? What happened to the $65 million meant for health programs and clinics and hospitals that the U.S. government gave through USAID? What happened to the $43 million annually for our educational system? My friends, have you ever heard about corruption and those that have been punished, or the Paku and what have you? Oh, should I tell you that Monrovia looks like Miami? What do I need to tell you about the jobs created? Only people shouting in the street to buy minutes and to ride motorbikes? Or am I supposed to be the one to tell you that we've increased the population of Zogos and Zogis? My friends, what happened to the RIA highway? Should I come more? Should I tell you more? Maybe you understand that we passed the millennial challenge, but we did not get a dime. Or I should tell you that we were going to use FIFA money to build more modern stadiums, but instead we built parks. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf borrowed $800 million and constructed a road from Monrovia to Grand Bassa. She also constructed a road from Monrovia to Ganta, George Weah. Unlike Ellen, who borrowed $800 million in 12 years, George Weah has borrowed almost $1.4 billion. And we still got yet to even finish the RIA highway. This election will be between Joseph Newman Boakai and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, 4th term. You can decide whether you want people to pay an account for what they have done and develop their country, or you can decide to carry on. But I say think Liberia, love Liberia, build Liberia. And if you do, then you will have to rescue Liberia as it stands right now. I respectfully submit. I thank Stanton A. Witherspoon for coming on, Mo Ali for joining us, and of course,
you gotta wear though. You gotta wear it. People say I ate on the holy cow. What holy cow they talking about? I didn't go to Israel.
Now the Malian man cow, you supposed to be worried for Yakasi.
I know about that cow. That Yakasi eat that cow.
But Yakasi didn't know about the cow.
Yakasi eat that cow. I know about that cow, bro. No. Yakasi, you ate on the poor cow?
I didn't eat any cow. that cow business, the story that Ben, yeah, that funny story.
What happened? What a story?
What a story, Yakasi. Who ate the man cow?
So when the cows died a huge number in Lofa County.
No, we're talking about the one in Quebec. The Malian man cow. What the Malian man say when he go to Mali and come back?
They say Ketema ate the cow too. Ketema took a piece of that cow.
Sam Jackson.
Sam Jackson. Now, what they were eating? You saw that picture?
I saw it.
The cow they were eating. He and Sam Jackson.
Okay.
Now one cow, you can see that was in Quebec. One cow.
But man, I know about cow, yeah. No, I know about the cow by bakery, right? You ask about that cow. You go ask Ketema and Sam Jackson. They ate the cow.
Yeah, but the cow from Lofa, people are kind of worried about the cow going on the market because the cows, they die in huge numbers.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that cow. You can forget about that Lofa cow. We're talking about the man cow that they ate in Monrovia.
Okay.
But we got to talk about our cow. They said they were tetek BB cows.
My man.
I killed them.
My man, that one are okay. But who ate the Malian man cow?
I don't know.
Okay. We're asking Liberian people. Thank you, Minister Fagon. It's good.
Thank you, Yagazi. And for the Tete cows, I'm suspecting that they put snuff in those cow their nose.
Oh, yeah?
No, that you want care cow, they put snuff in their nose. They will lay down for you. Finish.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Yakazi, take it away, and thanks to all of you for joining us on Reliable 360, Reliable Info 360. We'll be back tonight at 8 p.m. The place will be so crowded, so I will not be there. Yakazi, I'm going to be there.
Of course.
You there would never appear on your own show.
One guy behind you taking your earpiece from in the call.
Yeah, that was my brother-in-law. Yeah, I see you. I'm looking for it.
I'll see you guys.
All right, man.
Okay, folks. So that's it. That's the Reliable Info 3 right there. You can join us on tomorrow when the team will be here again. with another very informative edition of the show. But better still, the Spoon Talk comes on tonight at 8 o'clock. And definitely it's going to be very interesting because there are already a lot of interesting developments in the country right now. So you want to join the Spoon Talk later on this evening at 8 o'clock with the CEO and the rest of the panelists. My name is Yekezi Zobel, dating your place, and goodbye from my end.